Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Thomas if you're brand new here, and I make style and hair related videos every single week. So that's Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Thomas if you're brand new here, and I make style and hair related videos every single week. So if that's your kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and come back and visit me every single Monday. So welcome to today's video where I'm going to be doing some man braiding. Now I'm going to be teaching all of you guys that have been wanting to learn how to braid your own hair, how to actually do it. The reason I'm doing this video today is because it has been highly requested for me to teach you guys how to braid. I have done videos about it before, however, I feel like some of you guys have missed that, and there's never any harm in doing a bit of updated content. So I'm gonna teach you again how I do my braiding, and I did wanna say as well, I thought braiding was a very scary thing when I first started doing it. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna be able to get that. But once you actually get in there and have a go with the right instruction, you can get it. It's far easier. And plus, when you learn how to braid your own hair, you don't have to rely on your mum or your sister or your girlfriend to come and do it for you. So you can just be a self-sustained unit. You know what I mean? That's what we like. The way I did this in my previous video was I broke down the basics of what plaiting is, because plaiting is literally just intertwining the hair without actually having it connected to the head. But braiding is where the plait actually incorporates other hairs on the head to make it go in a line and stay close to the scalp. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump straight into how to plait first, and then once we get our head around plaiting, then we're gonna see how we can incorporate it into our hair. Okay, so we'll go to the up close cam first, and what we're gonna do is braiding always revolves around 3 strands. Well, it can revolve around 3 strands, or it can revolve around 5, but I wouldn't even know where to begin when teaching you how to do 5. So this is what our hair looks like, right? I'm just gonna grab a big chunk of it. And this is a plait that we're doing now, not a braid. So for a plait, all you need to do is separate the hair into 3 sections. Bang, bang, bang. Cool. So once you've got them in the 3 sections like that, the only fingers that you need to be aware of is your thumb and your index finger and your rude finger. It's the only time we're allowed to give the finger. Okay? So the purpose of your index fingers and your thumbs is to just hold 2 strands on the side, and the rude fingers pass the hairs to each other. So let me just demonstrate. So I'm gonna get my rude finger here and grab this bit of hair and bring it over that side. And my index and pointer finger are gonna bring that strand to the middle. As these guys are bringing the strand back to the middle, my other rude finger is gonna grab hold of that and take it over to the other side. And again, my opposite index finger and thumb are gonna bring the other strand to the middle and then take it over to the side. Then again, it's just a continuous cycle of that, of your index and thumb fingers taking the strands of hair to the middle and your index finger pulling it to the side. Like that, like that, like that, like that. And can you see how the hair is intertwining with itself? It just goes all the way down, just like that. Boop, 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 boop. And you would keep braiding. I can like lift up a little bit here. We've got the zoomed in camera on the big screen today, so I'm kind of like really tripped out with what I'm doing. And that, my friends, is a plait. Let's try that one more time, just to show you. So we're grabbing a clump of hair. Practice this as many times as you can, because if you can't get your head around this, there's no way in hell you'll get your head around braiding. Remember, there's only 2 parts of our hands that we're using for this. It's our index and pointer fingers, or our thumb and pointer fingers, and our rude fingers, right? These other 2 fingers, nothing. So we're gonna grab the 3 strands, and the rude fingers are the passers, and the index and thumbs are the holders. So we're gonna hold with these 2, get our rude fingers, grab, take it over to the side, twist it around, grab, use our index finger and thumb to pass it off to our other rude finger, and do the opposite. And our other rude finger, and our other rude finger, and our other rude finger. Vroom, vroom. And you obviously get quicker and quicker and quicker at it as you go along. always bringing one piece of hair to one side and twirling them around each other like that. Ta-da! Okay, so if you need to have a minute to go and get used to how to plait or give that a little turn, go and do that now, pause this video, and then once you've gotten your head around that, press play again, and then we're gonna get into the braiding. Okay? Okay, so now that you've gotten your head around the idea of plaiting, it's now time to get into the braiding section. So if you've got a disconnected undercut with quite a bit of hair on top here, you'll probably find the whole braiding thing a lot easier for you. When you've got more hair like me, it's a bit like, whoa, what is going on here? So in order for me to just teach this concept really nice and easily, I'm actually going to tie up and restrict the side bits of my hair, and I'm just going to be working with the middle bit because that's the easiest place I think you can start learning. And again, once you learn this braiding technique, you can then take what you've learned and try and apply it to the other parts of your head. But in the beginning, let's not be so ambitious and we'll just separate it up. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to section it off. I'm going to take this section. I'm just going to get rid of this hair altogether because if it wasn't there, we'd be in easy street. Cool. Little bun on the side. And I'm also going to do the same on this side. I'm just doing this quite roughly as well, just so you can see the hair that I'm working with and just really get your head around the concept first because that is literally the first part. Get lost flaking. You guys know I have a flaky scalp. Okay, cool. So I've separated that out of the way and I look very funny right now. I know that. Now we've got the front of my head like this and we're only working with this middle section here, right? The first thing you're gonna do is create a little triangle on the front of your head in a section like this. You can go at it quite rough if you want. And then the first thing you're gonna do, again, because we're working with 3 strands, we're going to break them up into 3s. So now we've got our braids into 3 sections here like this. We're going to go as if we were going to do a plait like we were before, using our root fingers and pointers. And just do a twist cycle for each hair. So each hair has had a turn going into the middle. And then the next bit is we're going to start adding hair into each strand. So I like to put these in my mouth because I can, it holds it in place, but you can just brush it off to the side or whatever. I like to put it in my mouth because I know it keeps it tighter. Then, once I got it like this, oh my god, it's thundering. We're going to add a piece of hair in and grab it. Can you hear me properly? Sorry about that. Then once I've included that hair in there, I'm going to use my root finger to come and pull this guy back. And then once he's back, I'm going to put this guy in my mouth again. And now we want to add hair to this guy. So we just take a bit from the side. Take this guy back. Keeping it pulled tight on it. See how as I'm adding the hair into it, it's combining it to the strand that I've already got, but it's taking bits as I go along, and that's how the braid sticks to the head. So now I've got that there, it's time to get my root finger, go from behind again, and pull him to the middle, like that. Again, I'll put that in my mouth for easy holding. Then I'm gonna add a little bit more hair. Like that. And you literally just continue doing it. Like that. See how my hand's over this side and the hair is stemming from that side? Whichever side the hair is stemming from is the side that you'll be adding the next set of hair into. So, for example, see how the hair is stemming here? I'm going to go from that side and add more hair so it flows into it. Then after that, and you literally just keep going with it. Pulling it from the back, secure it. Add a little bit more hair. Bang, bang. Then it gets to a point where I can't actually put it in my mouth anymore. Bang. And then let's just say I had no more hair left on my head. You would just continue to plait it as if it was a normal plait, because that's when the braid actually leaves the head. Like that. And you can tie it in a knot. See that? Now this is a little bit untidy, obviously, but you don't need to be the tidiest braider to actually make a braid. And you can see how it follows from the front of my head along my scalp, and then it gets to the back and it actually lifts off and goes into a plait. Now, it might be a little bit tedious for you to try and get this straight up, and I totally get it, because there's lots of intertwining and going on in there. So for that reason, I also think watching my other video, which actually did braiding and color-coded, might be a great help to you as well. But then once you've actually learned how to braid your hair and get used to that feeling, because let me tell you, like trying to braid on yourself as well, it is an art and it does take a bit of getting used to. So with time and practice, you'll get it. But it's important to know. So what I would do now is, now that I've shown you the actual structure of how I've done it, I'm actually going to show you how I would use this braiding technique on my hair as it is right now, right? With all my long hair, because this is how I used to wear it when I had the disconnected undercut, which obviously is no longer. And yeah, I've got to do it differently now. So the first thing I would do is I'll take it all out. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to part my hair down the middle. So I've just very roughly parted it down the middle, as you can see. I'll tie this side up, because it can get pretty annoying when all your hair's dangling in your face and it's a little bit warm. We're going to be dealing with this side. So again, we're going to start at the front. I'm going to get my little triangle piece, divide him into 3 pieces. Try and get these pieces as even as possible as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip all my hair back on my head, because I want to be adding pieces in from each side and make it even as possible. So then we start again, like from the beginning. Bang. Use my mouth to hold some pieces in. Then I'm going to add a bit of hair in. Do another twist over. Oh, it's gonna storm. Add another piece of hair from this side. In. Once I've done that, twist again. Add a bit more hair in. Once I've done that, and you just continue the cycle until the braid goes along your whole head. Ta-da! So there is one side of my head done. So I'm going to be aiming for the double braid. I'm going to part it down the middle. Well, I've already parted it. Then I'm doing one on here. I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. But as you can see, I've used my braiding technique that I just showed you before, and it's traveled down my head here. And now, because I have the other side there, all of this hair needs to go into the next braid. And then from there, I'm pretty sure I'll either like connect it up and do a bun, or I don't know. I could just leave them hanging like this if I wanted to, but I've never really liked this look on me. So we'll see how I go. Ta-da! There we go. So now I've just completed my 2 braids. I'll give you a little 360 of that, 360 of that. The thing is with braiding as well, especially when you're learning, like trying to get them in an even line and getting no like loose bits like this is something that you really need to practice at as well. Now I've done this, and usually with these loose pieces I'll use something like a bobby pin. I'll just bobby pin it in like that to make up for it. And as you can see too, my braids aren't like the neatest ever. Like I did mention this just before, and I think that's also something that comes with practice. However, being able to do your own braids is something that's really cool. And what I like to do after I've actually completed my braids is just like pull them a little bit to give them more of a looser, more chunky feel. I feel like it like makes them look bigger and better. And it also makes up for the fact that you might not have been able to get them like super tight or super focused in the very beginning. You can kind of separate them out a little bit, make them look a little bit more messy. And I also, like personally, I don't particularly love having them dangling down here, so I would always like man bun them up anyway. If I go and grab my hair tie, something like this. I find it kind of adds to like that casual, messy look. And it's something that I can actually do myself. I would also, like what I'm noticing here, see how it's a bit puffy on the side there? I'd probably get another pin and just like slot it in there. Just to decrease that puff a little bit. And voila! The double braided man bun. I have like this element of pride that I can do it myself, you know? Like, and you guys can get that, the thunder. I have a great sense of pride that I can do it by myself, and the fact that I don't need to ask anybody to do it for me is just top notch. And you guys can actually do it too. All you have to do is sit down, practice the technique that I just taught you. Also, I always would recommend, even though that this is an updated version of the braiding video, go back and watch that other one, because the color coding section that I used to do the braiding and the plaiting will really help you get your head around it, okay? But for now, that's all I really have for you. I really hope you like this hairstyle. Please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. And also, let me know how you found my teaching in this video. I always like to make my videos more thorough and really educational. So if there's anything I could do better in terms of teaching you guys, let me know, and anything that was unclear, because I like to just get better at it as a rule of thumb. So yeah, happy braiding. Let me know how you go with your braids, and if you do get them, make sure you send me an email or shoot it to me in the Facebook group or whatever, okay? Thanks a lot. I'll catch you later. Bye. Moon is rising.